Hello, everybody. Welcome, Christina, also, and Chris as well. There you are. Wow, beautiful to see everybody. So let's begin and see what happens. We're, of course, in our beautiful embodiments of love. And just going back and forth a little bit with Frank earlier today. And what I'd like to do is just start at the end of chapter 15, which will just set us up well to step into chapter 16, congruence and completeness. So we'll begin on page 87, which, if you're on Kindle, is chapter 15, section 2, universality of truth. And the first words are, how could you live the perfect choice of loving and doing what you want? So we'll begin there. And Frank, would you read that last couple of paragraphs for us before we begin the next chapter?
Actually, I want to back you up a whole section because we just finished on the top of page, get my glasses, 86 here, yeah, 86, and hadn't gotten into the universality of truth.
Oh, okay, perfect. All right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is becoming such an experience for me. This isn't just reading something, and you guys play such a powerful role on this Sunday group in particular. Uh, that Sunday mornings have become a dedication or a devotion opportunity. So the whole morning is built up like that and has been for some time. What's kind of cool, not kind of cool, really cool, is it's morphing into other days as well. My everyday life is changing. Give me a second while I get my glasses on. This is really talking about relationship and the idea of relationship. Boy, that can cover everything. It's this particular chapter we're going into, or reframing, really talks a lot about the idea of relationship with each other, but it starts with relationship with ourself. So I want to go back just one to page 81 real quick, just under see love, two sentences. Naturally, the issue of identity crisis has to be seen and resolved first. That is the function of many who have come during the time of transition to bring this matter to awareness. Identity crisis, who am I? Okay, last two chapters. I think I want to add one other piece here. Hub has mentioned this, gosh, multiple times over the years, but everything else is taken on a deeper meaning. And that's at the top full paragraph, first sentence. Any relationship may or may not serve the purpose of love, which is not a matter of form, but of intention. What do our relationships serve, including the one with us? The difference between the relationships lived in the new humanity. This is the bottom two paragraphs. The difference between the relationships lived in the new humanity and those lived as if separate from source lies in their purpose. Some of the reasons for relationships in the past included the need to feel special or to create a refuge in the midst of the storm of inner chaos and fear, giving you a false sense of identity or helping you to survive. To move from egocentric relationships to holy or enlightened ones requires a change of intention. Naturally, this is not possible when there is fear. But in the age of the heart, the age in which you find yourself now, All fear is being left behind. Using is replaced by being. That is, you no longer relate based on the usefulness that a relationship may have, no matter how much it may seem, but because of the ability to be yourself, the ability to know the love you are, and to express, give, and receive it. So, if I may, I am also using AI as part of a daily check-in process and building it into uh, concepts of my old counseling model that I had built based on Course in Love and Course in Miracles and 12-step program. And that idea of the sensations that we experience in reaction to something in life before I would hide or throw mud on top of that reaction. And the vision that came to me this morning that just built through the entire morning was walking on a creek bank and all these stones of regret. Uh, and I was reading that in the Course of Love this morning, encased in mud. And the mud is the stories and the images and the feelings that we carry that just can be packed around one of those stones of regret. And to stop and pause, to pick up that stone, walk over to the clear current, and begin to massage that mud around the stone until it just dissolves and there's nothing but a clean, perfect stone left. That's carrying it to its peak, its complete cycle, and then tossing that river back into the mainstream, which I see as a stream of spirituality. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Purification. Beautiful. Thank you. All right, well, let's begin in section 2. Thank you for that lead in from last week. Universality of truth. No form is more sacred than any other. All are the same. Expressions of something that precedes them. Either they manifest the truth or demonstrate how far from truth it is. Even so, in all cases, they contribute to knowledge. That is the function of all expression, to make known. Without expression, not even infinite consciousness would know itself. Embodiments of love know that they are a manifestation of divine love and an irreplaceable part of creation. Without their existence, something of the Creator would never be known. And since that is impossible, because knowledge is what gives the being existence, they are fully aware that their life has a sacred purpose and their place in the universe is essential. They do not need to put that knowledge into words. They simply know it and live united with it. It is part of who they are. If what you are is an extension of divinity, what sense are efforts to make you feel special? Nothing can add even a tiny beam of light to the halo of your holiness. There is also nobody who can make you be greater, because what you are is infinite love. Why would you dedicate time and energy to making yourself feel significant, since there is no room for anything other than love, and because there is nothing beyond love? To do so would be meaningless when you know that the source of value and meaning lies in you, in who you are, and is unchangeable. Oh, that's powerful. Thomas, oh, welcome, Deborah. Nice to see you. We're on page 86 of Embodiments of Love, Universality of Truth, chapter 15. And Thomas, would you read that for us one more time?
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
That'd be lovely. Thank you.
All right. Section number 2, universality of truth. No form is more sacred than any other. All are the same, expressions of something that precedes them. Either they manifest the truth or demonstrate how far from truth it is. Even so, in all cases, they contribute to knowledge. That is the function of all expression, to make known. Without expression, not even infinite consciousness would know itself. Embodiments of love know that they are a manifestation of divine love and an irreplaceable part of creation. Without their existence, something of the Creator would never be known. And since that is impossible, because knowledge is what gives the being existence, they are fully aware that their life has a sacred purpose and their place in the universe is essential. They do not need to put that knowledge into words. They simply know it and live united with it. It is part of who they are. If what you are is an extension of divinity, what sense are efforts to make you feel special? Let me read that again. If what you are is an extension of divinity, what sense are efforts to make you feel special? Nothing can add even a tiny beam of light to the halo of your holiness. There is also nobody who can make you be greater because what you are is infinite love. Why would you dedicate time and energy to making yourself feel significant since there is no room for anything other than love? And because there is nothing beyond love. To do so would be meaningless when you know that the source of value and meaning lies in who you are and is unchangeable. Since form has no intrinsic value.
Thomas, we actually
Oh,
stopped just
oh,
there.
there.
That
I
was
couldn't. Yeah, I
perfect.
couldn't tell
I
where he
know you
stopped.
can tell.
Thank you.
That's perfect. That was so. Um, I was just imagining a world where everybody understood this at the core of their being. Um,
There wouldn't be much to say, would there, if we really, really got it? We would
we
just
just
be smiling a lot.
exactly at each other. Beautiful. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, what a beautiful read. It takes me back to when I was watching Rupert Spira, and he says existence stands apart from. The eye cannot see the eye. It needs something to stand apart and reflect back to it the eye that it is. And as we come to recognize the eye, the spirit, the presence, in order to have that presence reflected through everyone and everything that we see, which seems to stand apart, but is actually reflecting back to us that which truly is. Then the universal love starts to become more apparent in all that surrounds us. And to stand apart does not mean to be separate from. It just means to be realization that life infuses all that I see and envelops everything and unfolds and enlivens and gives rise to that expression. And I, being the attention of life itself, get to witness the life that emanates my experience in which I am. I can't add anything to what I am as God is, nor can I add anything to the wonderfulness I experience in everything around me, nor can I take anything away from it. But Rupert really helped me understand the idea that the eye cannot see itself. It needs to have a mirror. And that really helped me come to the idea that there is a presence. I is the spirit, am is the presence of that which is. But the presence, in order to know itself, must envelop and unfold and enliven all around me. So when I say I am that I am, and truly feel it deep within my own being, in my own essence, as a shared way of being, a shared existence, a shared love, a shared life, a shared wonderfulness, then there's no longer a personal I. There's a universal I, in which I'm learning to be more aware of. I still have personal relationships, but I'm sort of, as I go further into this realization, they're more precious, more intricate, more, um, the sacredness of them becomes more important than their actual personal meaning anymore. Um, the sacredness of all that I once held personal, now I hold more dear than I've ever held before in my life. So thank you for allowing me to share. I'm complete.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you for sharing that. Chris, hello.
I appreciate so much being here on a Sunday. I feel that I'm sitting amongst masters of love and its expressions. And it's quite an honor to be here. Really appreciating what was said already through the love in Charles and Frank. Certain statements that really resonated for me that I like to pick these fruits from this garden of nourishment that was written. Um, the statement, fully aware that their life has a sacred purpose and their place in the universe is essential. That's such a key word that Frank and Charles illumined, fully aware, fully aware. Yes, there are certain prayers that I use as pointers to what my attention and intention is. And of course, that attention and intention is always to extend love, only to be truly lovingly helpful and represent that love. And I'd like to quick share an experience. Says simply know it and live united with it. It is part of who we are, or they are. Yes. Initially when I first got into spiritual groups, I as I heard them share, I knew that I didn't know. Well, initially I didn't know what I didn't know. Then I knew I didn't know because of what they were sharing, and I wasn't experiencing that. Then I consciously applied what they were sharing in these groups, and I knew that I knew. But as I constantly applied it over and over and over and over again, I knew that I knew, and I became more automatic. It was part of my beingness. Um, Things like meditation, mindfulness, watching for emotional reactions within myself and giving it over for its undoing, etc., etc., etc. As I practice being in the moment, more and more, it's like, oh my goodness, this is great. I'm looking at this. I'm going to release it. I'm going to feel, be in that comfort as this uncomfortable passes within me. I'm going to stay identified with the source within me, etc., etc., etc. So it feels so good having that kind of purpose in life because that inner service is very purposeful outside of me. It became very evident yesterday when I was spending some time with two loved ones who had to let go of their restaurant. And I could witness as I'm spending time with them, loving time, that they were going through a grieving process. Well, what is balm for someone who's going through losses like that? Extending love, extending loving words, extending that source openness to download source and share it. And really, it took me a while to get to know them in a sense as I spend time with them, who they are and what kind of habits they had. Um, However, it was just a wonderful, purposeful experience when I first met them to yesterday and know why it unfolded the way it unfolded and my sacred purpose with being with them and that holy encounter, as the Course would call it. So and I see how it's coming back for me. It's multiplying within myself as they send text of thank you, I appreciate you, that was such a gift, etc., etc., etc. Do I need that outside of me to validate that? I've experienced it so much, I'm non-validationable now. I'm complete. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, we are, by being who we are, we are the medicine. We have become part of the medicine when we can play a role like that. And it's beautiful. Whether it's saying something, whether it's just sitting and being, whether it's lending a helping hand, whatever that might be, we're consciously aware of who we are and what our role is now and why we came here. And we're realizing that. And there's nothing more fulfilling than that. So there is no need for validation because we just know that this is us expressing who we are in truth. And that in itself is all that we need. So thank you, Chris. Ruben.
The first lines of paragraph 1. No form is more sacred than any other. All are the same. I was I was thinking about my granddaughter being born. Just a few days old, and my mother, 102 years old. 102 years old! From one side to the other side. And they're the same. I was like, okay. So they say either they manifest the truth or demonstrate how far from the truth it is. Even so, in all cases, they contribute to knowledge. That is the function of all expression, to make known. And I remember holding this baby. Not my granddaughter, but one of my daughters, my first daughter. I was in heaven. Yes, I was in heaven. And every time I go to the world, work, my money, come back, I was in heaven every time that I show up with this little baby. Wow. And it say in the next paragraph, embodiments of love know that they are a manifestation of divine love and an irreplaceable part of creation. She was just being my little daughter. My little granddaughter, she's just being, she's not saying anything. Words are not necessary. It's a connection there, an invisible connection. And through the years, my mother, 102 years old, that connection got stronger. I just see love. I do not see the wrinkle. I just see love. And in the next lines, in the next paragraph, if what you are is an extension of divinity, if what they are is an extension of divinity, what sense are efforts to make you feel special? I say in the next line, nothing can add even a tiny beam of light to the hollow of your holiness. Nothing can add even a tiny beam of light to the hollow of your holiness. There is also nobody who can make you be greater, because you are is infinity love. I see this baby. I see this grandbaby. I see this beautiful mother, 102 years old. And I realize there is also nobody who can make you be greater. All the love that I see there, it doesn't come from them. It comes from me. It comes from me. Everything comes from me. They are neutral. No form is more sacred than any other. They all are the same. So everything what I see, it doesn't come from them, Robert. All the love that you see in the world, it doesn't come from the world. It comes from you. It comes from the love that you are. It comes from the Father. It comes from the world of spirit. And they really, all these forms, they really did a beautiful work, because I saw my daughter, yes, the little one, and that love extends to what I was doing. It say the chapter today, Yeah, chapter 15, love and do what you want. And the love from my daughter extend to my work. The love of my daughter extend to my daily. I mean, I start to love everything. That love extend itself. The love of my mother, or the love that now that I know everything comes from me to them, and it's just projecting back. Ah, that is embodiments of love. My daughter embodied the love. My beautiful mother embodied the love. My work embodied the love. My dogs embodied the love. This body embodied the love, and everything comes from the world of spirit. I didn't know that. So everything comes from us. So, and now I can say everything what I see, perceive in the physical world, it comes from love, from ourselves. Stay in the light. Stay with the Father. Stay in love. Love extends itself. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm complete.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruben. No, it's we come to this point when we're in that state of being that Ruben is describing, where you literally are falling in love with everything, with everyone, with everything that's around you. Like everyone, you just fall in love with them because there's just this the love that's coming from us and extending out and then coming back, and everything becomes sacred in that space. And then I feel that's the description of heaven on earth. That is heaven on earth, right there, where we're just falling in love with everything that's around us. That is the new earth that we're talking about, the age of the heart. This is a new reality of our world. So thank you. Deborah, good to see you.
Good to be seen. We're all reflections, right? Thank you, Iona and Ruben and everyone else who shared. This is always so rich. Anais Nin said, we don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. And that includes each other. And so what Ruben said, that when we see from love, everything is love, because that's how we see things. And the more closed we are, that determines how we see things as well. And last Monday, I was sitting with a patient who, he has dementia, he's wheelchair bound, he's not what you would say in this world anymore. And I was just sitting and talking to him, and he was more animated than I'd seen him in a few weeks, but he was telling me what he was seeing. And he said, there are many, many, many houses all over, many houses just spreading out. And I was thinking in my head, I was hearing there are many mansions. And then he started talking about how they all are piling up on top of each other and higher and higher and higher. And at the top, everything is one. And for a man who appears to be not there anymore, he was so there. He was so there. And it was such a gift for me to watch him light up as he described this and feel what he was seeing from a place of total love and understanding. And this whole, everything. And since then, in a magnified way, everything that I experience is all pointing back to that top, that oneness. And it's actually the foundation of everything that is at the top, because the top and the bottom, the inward and the outward, above and below, are all one. And it's been an amazing week, and I never would have thought that good old George would have been a catalyst for that, but he was. And we never know where our teachers are going to show up. And everything, including this reading, it's all pointing to the same truth. And it's such a simple truth. And the question keeps coming, and this isn't the first time this question has come up, but why is it so difficult when it's so simple? Why can't more people just understand this and see this? And I'm so grateful for all of you, because we can come together and know that we see each other. And we know that truth, at least to the extent that we do. I can't say I know it all, but if we know the bottom, and we know that everything that we've experienced has got us to this point, whether it felt wonderful or not so wonderful, it's all blessed. And so are we. So thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. It's such a beautiful example of no form is more sacred than any other. But you are there to receive that. And that is the magic right there. You were there to receive it. You were there to receive that expression. And that expression was important.
And also to witness it.
Yes.
Because I know he felt seen and heard too. Yeah. So both sides, I mean, it's reciprocal.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Thank you, Deborah. Charles.
Thanks, Deborah. And I really appreciate that, because it brings me back to what Frank said earlier about the little stone that was in the mud, and how he picked it out of the mud and he started rubbing the mud off the stone, but very gently rubbing the mud. And once the mud was all rubbed off the stone was all smooth and clean. And he threw it in the river. And it glittered like a spark of diamond through the water as the sun reflected off it. That little mud on the rock was everybody's story, which was polishing their rock. Polishing. And when somebody truly sees us through the stories that we share and truly feels us, it polishes, and we feel more smoother inside for being seen and for being heard. You know? And I really felt that love, to everyone who has mud on their stone. We just sit there and just rub gently on that mud and interact with them through their story and hear them truly and love them deeply. And then just allow that stone to go back into the river and just be the beauty that it truly is and reflect the sparks of the sunlight through the water that rolls on top of it. It's like a beautiful reflection of the story we're reading now in this chapter, you know. And I thank you for the love that you've shown your friends and the kindness and the wonderfulness that they've received because of it. I am complete.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you. Frank.
Real quickly, when we stop and we stay with something and we cleanse it in that water until it's smooth and round, we are in union and relationship with ourselves. When we truly listen to somebody else to the point where we see beyond the body and the personality, and they walk away feeling truly heard and felt. That's the greatest gift we have to offer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Frank. Let's read a little bit more. This is so rich. Glad. Would you read it for us? It's good to see you.
Yes, thank you. I'd love to. Hello, everybody. It's nice to see everybody here today. Since form has no intrinsic value in the sense that it is not content, but rather its manifestation, any relationship you have can help you consciously remain in the memory of who you truly are, or move away from it. It may or may not bring you lasting happiness and sincere joy, which is always the fruit of living in harmony with your being. There are no marriages in heaven, but there are on earth. This means that those who embody love do not confuse levels. They do not live the earthly experience as if they were in a different dimension. Being present is the essence of their way of life. Therefore, some will choose marriage, others will not. The purpose of these unions, and of any other union, will be love and truth. Otherwise, they would lack all value and relevance. In a certain sense, we could say that the motto governing the actions of the new humanity, focused on truth, is love and do what you want. Given the state of consciousness that creation has reached, which we call the age of the heart, this maxim can now be carried out in perfect harmony with the divine will that resides in your being and in each being. Previously, it was not possible, except for a very few who had come to allow certain glimpses of heaven to manifest more vividly on earth, and in this way to help everyone remember. Would you like me to stop there?
I think one more paragraph, Glad, because I think it helps to clarify.
That's beautiful. Okay. How could you live the perfect choice of loving and doing what you want if you do not remember the true meaning of love or the true desires of your heart? But now you have remembered all this and will never forget it. The healing is total. Therefore, you need no longer fear the broad degree of freedom spoken of here. You know what it is to love and be loved. You also know what truth is, where sweetness dwells, and the source of holiness. By holding this knowledge in your consciousness, there is no longer any reason for fear. Remember that mind and heart have been reunited in being. Simply put, you are healed from separation or disassociation. Wow. You know, the more I read these things, the more I realize that all these words mean the same thing. I mean, and that's why we don't need words anymore. You know, it's all an expression of love, no matter what we're saying. And I love that. Thank you.
Yeah. Say a million ways to get to the same place, right? It's like these books help us just get it from every angle. Just like there's no stone, coming back to stones and pebbles, there's no stones unturned here, just so we completely get it. Like, so it's so, there's no question. Like we've taken it from every angle, in not only in these readings, but in everything that we've done to bring us to this point. That it's true at the end. At the end, it's this. It's all of us here in this state. Christina.
Yeah, it seems so obvious. It's like, how can you not get it? That's the difficulty. And I love what it said regarding mind and heart reunited in being. I mean, it's all an expression of love, and it's beautiful. And thank you.
Thank you, Christina. Perfect. Let's read this one more time, and then we're just going to save a little bit of time at the end to come together in silence. So, Hub, would you read this for us?
Since form has no intrinsic value, in the sense that it is not content, but rather its manifestation, any relationship you have can help you consciously remain in the memory of who you truly are, or move away from it. It may or may not bring you lasting happiness and sincere joy, which is always the fruit of living in harmony with your being. There are marriages in heaven, but there are on earth. This means that those who embody love do not confuse levels. They do not live the earthly experience as if they were in a different dimension. Being present is the essence of their way of life. Therefore, some will choose marriage, others will not. The purpose of these unions and of any other union will be love and truth. Otherwise, they would lack all value and relevance. In a certain sense, we could say that the motto governing the actions of the new humanity focused on truth is love and do what you want. Given the state of consciousness that creation has reached, which we call the age of the heart, this maxim can now be carried out in perfect harmony with the divine will that resides in your being and in each being. Previously, it was not possible except for very few who had come to allow certain glimpses of heaven to manifest more vividly on earth, and in this way to help everyone remember. How could you live the perfect choice of loving and doing what you want if you do not remember the true meaning of love or the true desires of your heart? But now you have remembered all this and will never forget it. The healing is total. Therefore, you need no longer fear the broad degree of freedom spoken of here. You know what it is to love and be loved. You also know what truth is, where sweetness dwells, and the source of holiness. By holding this knowledge in your consciousness, there is no longer any reason for fear. Remember that mind and heart have been reunited in being. Simply put, you are healed from separation or dissociation.
Beautiful. Thank you. I'm thinking that we will probably start around here next time because there's a lot in there, but I did want to come together for a few moments as a group, as the most powerful, beautiful group that we are, and just take a moment to weave ourselves together and then extend our love in any which way direction you desire. Wherever you want to send it, wherever you want to extend it, just allow it to flow. There is such an accumulation of this beautiful flow of love and truth among us, and to allow that to be amplified into this world, into this cosmos as a group. So just maybe take a moment to, I love doing this, just take a moment to look at each other. Look at each other on the screens. Just take a moment to look at each beautiful space, each beautiful face, each beautiful expression of consciousness, infinite consciousness.
Too late. I've already been doing it.
Just taking it all in. And then when you're ready, just bring all of that love from each other and from yourself into your heart. And we'll just take a couple of moments in silence to extend that in the direction you feel. Thank you, everyone, for being here. for sharing your energy, your expressions, your love. And so much love. And let's take that out into out there, wherever. Let's do it. Thanks, everyone. It's so beautiful to see you.
Thank you
Until
all
next
for that
time.
loving embrace. It's so powerful. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Christian. Bye, Chris.